I watched Trucker John, but I forgot to brush my teeth because I've been watching so much Trucker John show. Hey, I just want to tell everyone, make sure you watch the Trucker John channel on YouTube. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, he goes live. Have you heard about this Trucker John? He's on YouTube. He's got the Trucker John live stream going on, and you know what, man? I think it's pretty cool. You know, it's pretty cool.
The Trucker John channel on YouTube is what we watch. Yes, you must watch this show. It's every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. in the Pacific time. I suggest you watch it. You don't want to defy me. Believe me. Oh my gosh! Trucker John's gonna be coming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. By golly, that's at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, it's a Trucker John. Yeah, oh my goodness gracious, yes sir. I'm gonna watch that Trucker John. Yeah, hey, maybe you should be checking out the Trucker John show over there on the YouTube. He goes live every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Trucker John is so funny. Yeah, he does live stream Tuesday, Thursday, 9 a.m.
Hey, I don't know about this one. Just watch the Trucker John show live stream Tuesday, Thursdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Just, yeah, I don't know about this one. Hello there. I'm here to talk to you about the Trucker John channel It's on YouTube, and he likes to do these live streams. I don't know what's gotten into him, but I got a funny hat, I got a funny hat, a funny hat. I'm afraid this is what happens when you get a flat tire and you're waiting for the service truck to come out and fix your tire. You go on Snapchat and you can do all these filters and all these funny voices, and it's just what you do, I guess.
I watch the Trucker John channel quite frequently, but I really don't want anyone to know.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Trucker John.
Hello. Let me just double check, make sure the mic is on. The mic is on. Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here on this Saturday afternoon. It is 12:28 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're currently at 77 degrees, and we've got a high expected of 80, which is beautiful. Sounds beautiful. And it's actually coming down. It's lower. The last few days, we've been up into the upper 80s. Officially. Now, some people will say they hit 90, like they have their backyard thermometers or whatever. But the official weather service temperature, we have not hit 90 yet. We've hit upper 80s, I believe. I don't think we hit 90 officially. So today our high is only going to be 80, and I think we're cooling down the next few days where our highs will only be in the mid 60s. So we had a nice little, I wouldn't call it a heat wave, but we had a nice little, some nice spring temperatures. And now it's going to be cooling down a little bit, but that's fine. I don't mind it. Anyhow, look here, we got 11 watching, 14 thumbs ups. Thanks everybody. Jackie was the first one in the chat today. Hi Jackie. Carrie C's here. Thomasina Lamonte. I don't believe I've seen Thomasina Lamonte here before, but thanks for stopping by. Thanks for contributing in the chat there with all your little comments. Awesome. Good to see you. Nick Rich is here. He was like number 9. He wants everyone to know. Let's see. Gus is here. Says, "Oh my God, these guys has issues." Well, thank you, Gus. Thanks for being here. Pisces Greeters here. I see you, Pisces Greeter. Thanks for stopping on in. Always good to see Teresa. I guess we could say Teresa. Let's see, we got Nick Rich is 55 and cloudy up there in Toronto, eh? And Mish is here. Hello, Mish. Good to see Mish. All right. So there was no house parks this morning, so we can't really do a post-show cool down since we didn't get all hot and bothered. So this is just an old Trucker John coming on in and shooting the shit with you guys today. Just shooting the shit. Just seeing what's going on with y'all. Seha says, "Holy crap, it's Trucker John." Holy crap, it's Seha. Thanks for being here, anyhow, Seha. Good to see you. So what are you guys all up to today? With no house parks this morning, do you guys feel empty inside? Do you feel dead inside? Do you feel cheated? Do you feel let down? Do you feel as though a big part of your life wasn't there this morning? No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Pisces is saying hi to everybody. Pisces says, "Beautiful day here, clear 70 degrees. Love these temps." See, Pisces reader, I should know where you're at because I've asked you before. Are you in Illinois? I don't know. I forget. Anyhow, Misha's saying hi to everybody. Let me just check real quick. I just want to check the other feeds, make sure they're all looking okay. If they're looking okay, eh? You hose heads? Hey, you hose heads? Hosers, I guess, not hose heads. Hose head could be a whole different thing, huh? Let me just check this out real quick. Let's see if we can say hi to our friends over at Facebook and over at Twitch. Twitch. Let's see here. If I could only find it. Well, here's Facebook. Let's go look at Facebook. We can say hi to our Facebook friends real quick. if there's anyone over there. Is there anybody out there? Woohoo! Let's see here. We're gonna like, we're gonna share. Let me just check something real quick here. Here we go. Let me just send out a quick old thing here. There you go. I'm just doing a little, I don't know if you call it housekeeping, but there we go. But it is up and running over there. And I'm the only one watching. Hey, there's apparently Jolie's here. Okay, I guess Jolie hopped on over there. So let's see. All right. So there we are. There, Facebook is working. Let's see. Let's just check out Twitch real quick. Is Twitch working? Should be working. Let's see. I'm on Twitch. Well, it's trying to load. There is an update available. I guess I can update that real quick. I don't know. I guess I'll update the Twitch account while I'm doing a live stream. Okay. So anyhow, yeah, we're just over here. I'm gonna do a walk, another 10K walk. I think I'll do that tomorrow. When I do these 10,000K walks, it literally takes me like 3 or 4 days to be able to walk again. Or, I mean, I can walk, but you know, to do that, because it's been hurting my left knee. There's definitely something going on with my left knee, because when I do the 10,000K walk, my left knee is sore. It's still sore today, but I think by tomorrow it'll be all right. And then we'll do a 10,000K. We'll pretty much finish up the strip, I think, tomorrow. So yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. So what we're gonna do is we'll pick up where we left off, which will be right at Wynn, there on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Sands Avenue. And I think we'll just go all the way down to Sahara from there. So that means we're gonna see Encore. We'll walk past Tacos El Gordo. We'll walk back by a restaurant that I want to go to. I think I may have gone there when I was a little kid. It's kind of a really, I guess, famous or popular place. It's been there since the 70s at least. It's called the Pepper Mill. We'll walk by that. Then we'll walk back by some sort of empty space, and then we'll head on down to the Fountain Blue. We'll walk past the Fountain Blue, and then there'll be some more kind of empty spaces, and then we'll walk on down to the Sahara. We'll take a little glimpse of the Strat from the corner. I'm not going to walk to the Strat on this one. We'll do that. We'll save that for the next walk. And so then we'll cross the street, come back the other way. Basically, we'll see some festival grounds that they have. There's a couple of Hilton properties, hotel vacation, those vacation things that they have. Then we'll make our way down, Circus Circus. We'll walk by Circus Circus. And then past Resorts World, and then across the street there'll be some more empty lots, and then Fashion Show Mall, and that will wrap up tomorrow's walk. I guess we'll do it tomorrow, maybe about this time tomorrow. I think we'll do a daytime one. I'm not going to do nighttime, because when I do nighttime, I get so tuckered out that then I don't work. I don't do my Ubering, and I gotta do my Ubering because I gotta bring in some kind of income, you know. So anyhow, it looks like Twitch is working. ModView is here. You can now access additional tools to help you moderate on mobile. Check them out. ModView, wow. ModView, I don't even know her. That didn't make any sense. Okay, there's a whole tutorial. I should not even have pushed that. But anyhow, I do see that Jolie's over there. She said it's working. And I'm going to say, okay, thanks. Jolie. Whoops, I think I put letters in the wrong spot. Oh boy, I keep messing up Jolie's name here. There we go. Can you guys hear my noisy neighbors again? Okay, so there's that. They're up and running. If you prefer Twitch, I'm on Twitch. If you prefer Facebook, I'm over on Facebook. I don't know if I have links. I thought I might have links in the description. I'm so bad at this, right? Let's see, in the description, let's see. I guess I don't have any links in the description. I thought I had made a description like that would automatically pop up that had all the shit in it. You know what I mean? Or here's an about page. Oh, here's the about. Oh, I guess if you go to the if you go to the about tab, there is a link to the Facebook, but there is no link to Twitch. But anyhow, I just thought I'd mention that. It's just whatever your preference is, whatever you prefer. Now let's go back to chat. Okay. All right, so yeah, there's Jolie. She's in there. Hey, say how member for 1 month. Hey, Trucker. Fruckers. That's a tricky one. But thanks, Seha, for doing that. And let's see, I was sort of missing a lot of the chats here. Mish is there. Yeah, I said Pisces Greeter. Everyone's here. Suzanne Fori's here. Don't feel bad. My phone is acting wonky too. Seha says need to do Fremont Street. I am going to do Fremont Street. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, it looks like Seha $5 super chat. I guess I said need do Fremont. I was reading it and then it kind of disappeared. Fremont someday. I used to live and work there. Yes, I'm working my way down there for sure. Here's what I was planning on doing. So we'll finish this trip tomorrow, and then the next one I'll probably start at the Strat. And I was thinking about walking down to the Arts District, which is not too far. And I would kind of like to do that maybe at dusk or something because it looks nice. The Arts District is nice when it has little lights and stuff, and it's kind of, it looks really quaint. But I don't want to do it too late because some of those areas are a little sketchy. You know what I mean? So, it seems like, and it seems for some reason it seems like the later in the night, the more sketchier it gets. So if I can plan it out just right, maybe I can get through there and not get mugged or something. And then, so we'll do the Arts District. And then from there, I was thinking about doing a walking from the Arts District down to Fremont Street, but not actually go into Fremont Street on that one. Maybe we'll we'll head east, and we can check out Fremont Street East, and that'll show some of the bars, restaurants. There's a couple container, what do they call them? Container villages or whatever. Those are kind of cool. And then we can make our way back up Las Vegas Boulevard, and we'll see like the the Pawn Stars shop. We'll see that kind of stuff. And then after we do that, then the next day we can do Fremont Street, and we'll walk around Fremont Street, look at all the stuff there. And then from there, that will pretty much complete like the Las Vegas, the Strip, Arts District, and Fremont Street. That's all. That's your main. Well, the Strip and Fremont Street are your main like casinos and gambling. Arts District isn't really gambling. It's mainly just restaurants and breweries and there's some arts. There's actually some art shops there. That sell artsy stuff. But then after that, I was thinking we could start doing some hikes. Maybe out in I could do some live streams hiking out at Red Rock Canyon. I'd like to do a few of those. And then someone had mentioned maybe we should go out to Hoover Dam. We could try that. Now those are all areas I'm not sure about how good the cell signal is as far as doing a live stream, but we can try it and see what happens. If the live stream dies, it dies. But if she dies, she dies. See, also, yeah, we need to do Fremont Street for show. But yeah, that'll probably be in the next couple down the road here. Suzanne, wear a knee brace. I don't know. I don't think a knee brace is going to help. Neighbors are loud. Yeah, they were. now they've shut their little traps. So they're yaps. The only one allowed to be loud around here is me. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Stephanie B2 is here. Hey, Stephanie, good to see you. I wish I could stay on longer, but I'm still recovering. Will you recover? A speedy recovery to you. And hope you're feeling better soon. And thanks for stopping by. We're glad to have you for as long as we can have you. Big Hook. It says, is it cheap to live in Vegas? It can be. If you want to lower your standards, if you've seen some of the videos I've shot around my place here, you can see where I live. It's not the greatest. It's not the fanciest. It's not the best neighborhood. But it's not the worst either. I'll tell you that much. It's not the worst. And I pay $8.25 a month for this place. So that's pretty cheap, I think, for a one-bedroom, about 2 miles off the strip. Like I said, the neighborhood isn't the greatest. The grounds here and the upkeep and everything isn't the greatest, but it's not the worst. I've seen far worse. I've seen far worse. So, you can find places even cheaper that are really super sketchy. But I would say, your average, probably like good neighborhood, good apartments for a one bedroom, you're looking at probably almost double what I'm paying. I mean, like $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, $1,600. Those will get you some pretty decent places and much better neighborhoods and stuff. But if you want to live on the cheap, like I'm doing, you lower your standards a little bit, and you can live pretty cheap. And then everything else is just, food, gas. I guess I don't keep up with the gas prices anymore. I guess gas has gone up a little bit. Like, it was down to like, $3.20, $3.30 a gallon. I think now it's almost $4 now, I think. I don't know if they've broken the $4 mark. Maybe they have by now. I like I said, I don't buy gas, so I don't really keep up on that. But food is just, I think, normal prices as far as like, supermarkets and stuff like that. So I don't think it's that bad. And you can buy, if you want to buy a house, they have houses that are halfway decent, probably 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses where you can buy them. If you want to lower your standards a little bit, you could find something maybe in the, $300,000 range. If you want something that's nicer and in better neighborhoods, you're looking at $500,000-$600,000. And then there are also, really, really high-end neighborhoods, gated communities with actual real-life security guards, not just a keypad, to get in. And those are like multi-million-dollar homes. So, but that that's the exception. But you could find probably a nice place in a nice area for anywhere from $500,000-$600,000 to $800,000. So I don't know what you guys are paying wherever you're at, but. Comparing this to California, I think it's to a lot of places in California. This is very good deal, Let's see. Gus says I need to walk along. Vicky Carter says this inspired me. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but when I'm doing my walks, I love having you guys with me. It really helps the time go by. Because that's one thing about, like, if you try to, because I am kind of doing this for exercise because I am so lethargic and so sedentary. I need to get off my ass. And so I'm kind of using this to motivate me to get out and walk a little bit and have some activity. But that can get kind of boring, right? So it's good to have you guys with me in the chat when I'm doing the live stream. It does help a lot. It helps keep the walk, moving along. And so I don't feel just like giving up or whatever. Nick Rich says, how many trailer parks nearby? Well, there are a lot of I guess trailer parks or I guess mobile home parks and stuff. There are quite a few actually, all around the valley here. I don't know how many, dozens, many dozens and dozens and dozens, and some of them are pretty nice, some of them are pretty trashy. There's a couple I kind of have my eye on. that I may be getting something, maybe in a year or two. I'd like to get either a condo, it's like just a condo, or maybe a manufactured home in one of these mobile home parks. And you can pick those up for pretty good. You can get some of those for $30,000. And and the areas are, like I said, they're like so areas. But then there's always going to be a space rent on, I think, almost all of. So I don't, those usually are, space rents can be anywhere from $500 a month to on up, because depending on how fancy it is, $500-600 a month or $800 a month or whatever for a space rent. And I really don't like that. So like if I bought, because there is this one little, this is a little 1-bedroom, I think, manufactured home, they call it. It's pretty new. It looks really nice, and it's only like 30 grand. So let's say you bought that, even if you financed it or if you bought cash, whatever. But then you've got like a $600 a month space fee you got to pay on top of it. So it's like paying rent. You're paying rent for, even though you own that home. It kind of sucks. But I guess it's the same way as like a lot of places have a homeowners association and all that kind of stuff. So MJ Daniel says, I'm on a low budget. What did you say? Low budget. I'm on a low budget. What did you say? Low budget? I don't know. I was just talking about, someone asked me about, is it cheap to live in Vegas or something like that? And I just said, you can find like I found this place, and it's pretty cheap compared to a lot of places I looked at. So, what is your daily food expense? Boy, you guys you're really inquisitive today. My daily food expense, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know, man. How do you figure that? I mean, I go grocery shopping once or twice a week. I probably spend a couple $100 on groceries a week, maybe. And then occasionally I'll eat out, either at a fast food or a restaurant, but not that much. Since I live here in an apartment and I buy groceries, I just eat at home mostly. But so I don't know. What do I spend? Anywhere from $400 to $500 a week on food, maybe. I don't know. Probably less than that, actually. Oh yeah, I don't think I spend $400 or $500. I probably spend maybe a couple hundred a week, maybe. On food, I guess. I don't know. I never really added up. But Vicky Carter says, anyone know why Hal wasn't on YouTube? He was on radio. Oh, the radio. He did the radio. Well, Andrea posted a thing saying that his internet wasn't working where he was at, so he couldn't broadcast on YouTube because that takes the internet. But he could do his show. I guess he can just do that over a phone. I think, like just a regular phone or something. Because for the radio, there's no video. That's just the radio, right? Sale says, I stayed at the Blue Moon on Fremont HO. Oh, hotel. Oh, Fremont Hotel. For $150 a week, but you could walk anywhere and get a job. Yeah, I don't know if you'd want to live down there now. I don't know. Yeah, he's on the road. Yeah, Vicky. Yeah, they're doing the Sexy Liberal tour. I guess they're in Minnesota. And I guess the hotel he had really bad internet or something. Gus says, no wonder there is so many homeless. Why? Because they can't afford $825 a month rent? Hey, there's Tim Nelson. Afternoon, Tim. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Gus, taking a walk with you. Oh, okay. So are you out walking? Well, that's good. Get those steps in. Sayha says, Big Hook, food is cheap and beer is free if you play penny slots. And there are places that have cheap eats. That but it's not like it used to be. The food isn't as cheap as it used to be, like in the old days. They've kind of changed a lot. And, you know, and I haven't really gambled since I've been here. Like I said, I gambled like one time, and they were still comping me drinks when I did that. It was like a few years ago. But I've been hearing people say that sometimes they don't even comp you the drinks anymore, or they don't have the, you know, like the cocktail waitresses going around like they used to as much. I've heard from my passengers kind of complaining like you don't even get the free drinks like you used to. Now I don't know if that's just anecdotal. I guess that is anecdotal, but it seems like from what I've been hearing from passengers that they are a little bit stingier with the drinks. Jeannie says, "Hey, I didn't realize you were on live." Yeah, I'm here, Jeannie. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for finding me. MJ Daniels says, "We are on a public golf course here in Olympia, Washington, and the houses in our neighborhood run in the $300,000 to $400,000 range, paid under $275 in 2010. House on a private course next to us are a lot more." Well, that doesn't sound too bad. $300,000 to $400,000 range. I mean, you could find $300,000 and $400,000 houses here. They're just not in the greatest areas. They're areas that I wouldn't want to live in. If I was going to spend $400,000, I'd rather actually, and this probably sounds really stupid. People are probably going to find out how stupid I am. I'd rather spend the $400,000 on a nice. I can get a really nice condo, like a 1-bedroom condo, right across the street from the Formula One main grandstand for probably less than that. And I'd rather do that than pay $400,000 in some really sketched out neighborhood for a house that would be, you know, 3 times as big probably, square footage wise or whatever. I think for me it's more, I guess it's the area, and I don't need a house. It's just, you know what I mean. Say how it says, laughing my ass off, 400 a week is a pile of food for, yeah, I don't think I corrected myself. Like, because I was trying to think, okay, like I just went to the store yesterday and I just picked up a few things, but I only spent $65. Yeah, I just got some milk, orange juice, cheese, lunch meat, some chicken, some cereal, some hamburger, you know, so like that. It came to $65. And then earlier, I don't think it was a whole week ago. I think it was just a few days, or maybe it was, you know, 4 or 5 days before that. I had gone to the store and I bought milk and stuff. And I think on that trip I spent like $100 or something like that. So I probably spend less than $200 a week at the grocery store. Let's just say I spend $150 at the grocery store, and then if I eat you know, at a drive-through or a restaurant, you know, I might spend another, because I don't do that too often anymore. So maybe I spend another, let's say $40, $40 or $50 at fast food and restaurants. So let's say, yeah, it's probably somewhere between $200 and $250 a week altogether, I guess. So, but like I said, I haven't really been keeping track of it. Hello everyone. Here's Donald Larry. Hello everyone. I should have turned radio on. Yeah, to listen to the show. Yeah, I didn't listen to it either. I didn't think about that. But there are links to that station, WCPT or whatever it is. Donald Larry says Minneapolis tonight. Yep, they're in Minneapolis. Big Hook says, sorry, John. Marr went on a Trash Canada rant and refuses to acknowledge he doesn't live in reality. Yes, it is expensive because we pay taxes to support our infrastructure. You talking about Bill Maher? Bill Maher was talking shit about Canada? Well, fuck that guy. Nicholas says, I spent less than $125 a week on food and drinks. I haven't bought any takeout fast food or gone to any bars since COVID. Old guys need to save. So you spend less than $125 a week on food and drinks. That's pretty good. I mean, yeah, $125. That's pretty good. Don O'Leary, I thought it was my internet. No, it was Hal's internet. Vicky Accardi says 825 sounds high to me since COVID. I haven't been come to Michigan and get a home on a lake for a song. Yeah, I guess things might be a lot cheaper over there in Michigan. You know, but I mean, this is Vegas, so I guess maybe it's a little higher here. But like I said, you could find stuff cheaper than 825. I mean, I saw some stuff when I was looking that was like in the 600s, but it was way out in the outskirts, and just wasn't that great of a neighborhood, you know. So let's see here. No, AM 950, don't worry. Oh, that AM 950, is that the Minnesota station? Say House says, yo, he ones I missed. Vincent Owen says, I can't believe the Dems did not consider the timing for Biden to be on the ballots in Ohio and Alabama. You know, I didn't read that story. I did see a little, I guess the headline or something about Biden not be able to get on all the ballots or something like that. And that is kind of weird. I mean, he has this huge war chest. Biden does for his campaign. They're able to hire hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people, I don't know, to staff all of his offices all around the country and to staff his campaign and everything. And then they can't get this shit right. Yeah, it is kind of head scratching, that's for sure. But then, you know, I also just read a little blurb. I didn't read the whole thing, but something about, you know, they usually make the exceptions. They've done it for Republicans before, as far as getting them on. So they don't seem to be too worried about it, but they should be, because those are like swing states, right? You know, those are important states. I don't know about Alabama, but Ohio for sure. Real Bill Peace here says hello. There's Nick Rich just chilling. Vincent Owens missed Ohio and Alabama is the 15th. Yeah, that's it's kind of it's like I said, it's a head scratcher. Why do they have all this, you know, huge staff and huge, you know, campaign staff and everything, and they can't get that shit straight? Vicky says, "Is it the primary ballot?" Well, I don't know. That's what I was wondering too. I didn't read the story. I should read the story every now and then. Billy Kid 73 is here. Says, "Happy Saturday, everyone." Hey, Billy Kid 73, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, so thanks for being here. Always good to see you in the chat. And yeah, we're just kind of kicking it here on Saturday. I just had my cup of coffee. It is now pretty much empty, so in my Las Vegas mug, which is actually starting to chip or whatever. The paint, you know, this is made in China, and ever since I bought it, I'm always wondering, like, I wonder how much lead poisoning I'm getting or whatever from. I should not even be using this stupid thing. But now I've noticed it is cheaply made, so because the paint is coming off on the handle here, and maybe on the bottom. It may be a matter of time when it's just it's all wears off or something. But hey, whatever. What are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? Big Hook says yesterday on Tom Hartman. Greg Palast was warning that some of the states have adopted these right to challenge voters as legitimate voters. You need to check registration constantly. Yes, and I'm always trying to remind everyone, go to vote.org and it'll lead you right to your state, link to your state, like your state Secretary of State probably, or whatever it is, and you can check your voter registration. That's an easy way to do it. It's easy to remember, vote.org. But then each state has their own link. So basically that's sort of a clearinghouse for links to all the states and everything. So if you don't know your state link Just go to vote.org and it'll take you right to where you need to go, and you can check your voter registration and make sure you're updated and registered and everything else like that. I always encourage everyone to do that. Nick Rich says it's 4 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, thanks for that update. It's 1:02 now here in the Pacific time zone. Real Bill says, I check my registration at least once a month. Wow, that's good. And yeah, I would encourage everyone to do that. Big Hook says, one lady challenged 32,000 on a thumb drive. Knew not one of these people. Okay, wait a minute. One lady challenged 32,000 on a thumb drive. Knew not one of these people. So what does that mean? What does that mean? They challenge, like what? So she says that they're not real, they're not legitimate or something? You can do that? Billy the Kid says, 73 says, Jackie, hey, oh, hey, always good to see you. Well, they're going to be playing their shenanigans. You know, they're always going to be up to no good. So you got to make sure your registration's up to date so that you can go and vote. And like I always say, vote blue if you know what's good for you. I do always say that. Let's see, do I have anything I can... Is there anything I can put up here? I guess not. I guess I didn't add any. I didn't add anything. Yeah. I was just looking to see if there was any things I could add. Let's see here. Did you guys see Marjorie Taylor Greene? What do you guys think of this one? Do you think that Marjorie Taylor Greene, whoops, is the bomber? Is she the bomber? Honk if you think I'm the pipe bomber. I thought that was kind of funny. Let's see if I can kind of, there we go. Yeah. I know a lot of you guys do think that. And I don't know, she might be. But she's definitely, I think she definitely was involved with planning. That's for sure. Nick Rich filters? Well, Nick, yeah, we can do filters, but it's just the same old ones, you know. Dickie says, stay flexible, voters, ready to jump. Yeah, that's right. Stay flexible. Get your stretching in. Like I always say. Hey, there's Blinky Jedi. Skull. Hey, Blinky Jedi, thanks for being here. Good to see you. Real Bill P. I was removed when my father died, then when my uncle died. Wow. They're just like, this name's close enough. Vicky Carter, yes, project much. Big Hook says USB drive and can challenge them as not legitimate voters without proof, and then the voter has to prove residency and birth and social security card. Yeah, this is shenanigans. Just keep it updated. Keep your voter registration updated. Billy Kid 73 says no doubt she's the bomber. Although they didn't go off, right? But so I guess you could still call her a bomber. I don't know. Nick Rich says, don't knock the camera on the floor, John. I know. That is always, whenever you see my hand going up and I'm doing stuff, that's always a possibility. Steve Sayers is here. Hey, Steve says, notice how MTG is now wearing glasses just like AOC. Oh, I did not notice that. Don O'Leary says, Real Bill, hello. Jolie says, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much. Jackie says, I need to get some stuff done. Have a great day, everyone. All right, Jackie, well, thanks for coming by. Good to see you. Hope you have a nice day and get some stuff done. Mish says my registration is current. Awesome. That's great. Keep checking it. Do like, who was the one that said that they do it every month? That was Real Bill. Be like Bill, Real Bill P, and check it every month. That's a good idea. And everyone's saying goodbye to Jackie. All right, yeah. So yeah, check that registration every month. Make sure that you haven't been purged from the list, and take care of business. We got to take care of business. We got to take care of some business. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I said, do you know what I mean? 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 When I say, check your registration, your voter registration, I mean, check your voter registration. Yeah, like every gosh darn month. Don't let them purge you from the voting rolls. Come on, man. This ain't no messing around time. We ain't messing around no more. We're gonna make sure we vote. Vote blue, if you know what's good for you. You got it? I hope you got it. That was Cookie, ladies and gentlemen. Cookie was laying it down, man. Cookie was laying it down. Hey, there's Gerald. Gerald Marine. Thanks for being here. 8 inches short of a bomber. Okay. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Steve Sayre says, I'm supposed to be mowing. Rather be right here. Well, just kick back, relax. That lawn ain't going nowhere. It'll still be there when we're done here. Nick Rich ginger snapped. Carrie C, move your eyebrows, Cookie Man. Does he? Whoops, that's the wrong line. Let's see what happens here. I can't move my eyebrows, all right? But I can blink, watch. Boop, boop. And I can open my mouth, see? But I can't move my eyebrows. So, what can I tell you? It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Vince Owen says, hooray for our side. We're true blue, through and through. Big Hook says, national voter registration ID needed at no cost to citizenry. This voter fraud shit is a canard and is when found as always Republicans. Yep, every time I've heard about it, it's always a Republican. Vincent Owens, I mowed last week. Melinda Willis is here laughing out loud. Mr. Bill Cookie might take a boomer to get it. Yeah, it's very, very Mr. Bill looking. Vince Owens, they wouldn't survive the trip. Carrie says, "Oh darn." Big Hook, the Shrek gingerbread man. Oh yeah, I can see that for sure. For sure. Then I guess it would be. I guess the voice would be more like. It could be like, "Oh, what? Now, what was that voice like? Was it more like this? I don't know. Oh my God! All I know is I don't want to get eaten." I don't know. It's a work in progress, I suppose. Mr. Cookie get Botox? I don't know. It's got frosting, I guess. Steve Sayre says AstroTurf stays green in the winter. There you go. And you don't have to mow it. Just got to rinse it off every now and then, maybe. Mish says, Gen X, I get Mr. Bill too. Real Bill, we have grass police here. If you let it get more than 6 inches high, here they come. Were they out there with little tape measures, you know? Real Bill P says, we have, oh wait, I just read that. Vince O, Mr. Bill voice. I don't know if I was doing Mr. Bill or if I was doing the Gingerbread Man from Shrek. Vince O and Filler. Billy Kid, Real Bill, same thing where I live. Vincent Owens, they will cut it and charge you. Oh, wow. Well, how much do they charge you? If it's like, hey, I'm going to charge you $20, I'm going to be like, okay, go ahead and hit it up. Do it up, man. But if they charge you like 100 or something, like, I guess I better get the old mower out myself. Gerald Maureen, do they bring in Goat Team 6 to mow your lawn with goats? Oh, they overcharge. It's like overcharge, I should have said. Joy says hi at Gerald Marine. Hello, Gerald Marine. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen Gerald Marine in here before, so thanks for coming by. Good to see you. Good to see new faces, new names. Real Bill P, they won't cut mine. I'm fenced in with German Shepherd. And the old German Shepherd says, no, you cannot enter. Nick Rich says, the Sporkfoot photo needs reduction. What do you mean it needs reduction? Mr. Spock, hey, Mr. Spock, live long and live long and properly. Whoops, as I just don't even do this right, but something like that. Saying hello to everybody. And Patrick Greer says, my husband mowed our lawn today for the first time this year. Wow. Was it getting kind of scraggly? Vincent Owen says, any MTG is too much. That's true. That is true. I'm torturing you guys right now with the MTG. Hey, there's Jeff Curry. Says, a kid offered to mow daughter's yard for $20. She said no and offered him 60. Wow. That probably is the going rate these days, 60, but, you know, if the kid said 20, I'd just go, hey, okay, here's $20. Everyone there is saying hello to back and forth here. Let's see what we got going. Pastor Greer says, oh yes, our backyard needed it badly. Needed it, yeah. Well, good thing he got it done. Big Hook says, one guy used a drone on neighbors to check on fenced backyards. Fuck HOAs. Yeah, they can be a hassle, but it can also keep the neighborhood from looking all shitty too, you know. If that matters to you, if you don't want to live in a shitty looking neighborhood where people are just, you know, parking their cars in the front yard, shit like that, you know. If you don't mind living in a neighborhood that looks like a junkyard, then you should probably not live in the HOA neighborhood, maybe. I don't know. Amish says, Vincent Owens, true sad face. They are in my top 5 favorite flowers. Your neighbor is lucky. Oh, I missed something about flowers then. From Vincent. What did Vincent say about flowers? Somehow I missed it. How far back was that? I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see the talk about the flowers. Vince Owen says, I am getting this right. The guy offered 20 and you didn't take it and tell him to get mowing. Apparently she offered him 60. She counter offered 60. MJ Daniel, our HOA goes too far though. Well, don't they have meetings and you can go to the meetings and say, hey guys, I think this is ridiculous. They probably just tell you to STFU. Pisces Greer says, bye y'all, heading out to dinner. Take care. Well, have a good dinner. Thanks for being here, Pisces, for stopping by. I hope you guys have a really good dinner. Bon appetit, as they say, over there in Italy or France or Germany, wherever that's from. I don't know. Vince way back. Yeah, I don't know what flowers you're talking about, but flowers are pretty. I like flowers. Tulips. Oh, Vince is talking about tulips. Oh, okay. Yeah, tulips are pretty. They're pretty, yeah. You're welcome, Pisces Greeter. Alvin Stube. Hey, Pisces Greeter. Take care, I guess is what that means. Good to see Alvin Stube here in the chat. Vince Owen says, speaking of dinner, I have to start soon. It's dinner time back where you guys are at. I just had breakfast, but it would have been what I would consider lunchtime. But it was my breakfast. Mr. Spock says, I get away with a crappy looking yard. I'm at the end of dead end dirt road. Nobody drives by to complain about it. Vince owns every color and variety you have ever seen, probably. Talking about those tulips again. Vince Owens smiles at Rose Blake. Fancy's here. Never fear. Fancy is here. All right, Fancy. Fancy of the convoy fame is here. All right, so what else is going on? So we got shenanigans with the voting. We got shenanigans with our homeowners associations. We've got what I thought was cheap living here in Vegas is apparently not cheap living compared to Michigan and other places. Let's see, what else is going on? Not much, really. The weather's beautiful out here, though. Right now, this is a great time to be here in Vegas. It's probably the best time of the year, really, I think, is in the springtime. And summer is really, really hot, which isn't bad if you're just going to stay inside the casinos or hit a pool up, you know. So it's not too bad, you know. But if you're going to be walking the strip, it can be pretty bad. People get pretty dehydrated and worn out walking the strip in the heat. So it's better to do that here in the springtime. Jolie says French toast. I love me some French toast. Steve Sayre says red bud trees are coming in bloom in Missouri. Jolie says I love Haywood Banks. Grew up listening to him on the Bob and Tom radio show in the mornings. I think I used to listen to Bob and Tom. I forget who Haywood Banks is, but I probably heard him. Real Bill says it's ham and biscuit time here in Virginia. Yesterday, I did go to the Blueberry Hill restaurant because I really didn't have anything in the house to make. So I went to Blueberry Hill, had breakfast at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was because I slept in late and everything. And I had biscuits and gravy. And I usually don't get biscuits and gravy at a restaurant because I don't know. It's kind of hit and miss, it seems like. But Blueberry Hill is pretty good. So I just got, basically it's just one biscuit with gravy. That's enough. That's plenty for me. I don't need 2 biscuits with all that gravy. So it's just the one biscuit with gravy, eggs, and I got sausage, and I had coffee. And it was pretty good. They made a pretty darn good biscuit and gravy over there. Blueberry Hill. Vince says, I like Bob Hope in the movie Fancy Pants with Lucille Ball. I wonder if I ever saw that one. Doesn't sound familiar. Steven Sayre says, Trump is really battering out elections.
Battering out, battering. Oh, he's battering our elections. Battering. Jeff Trey says, Jolie, I ain't heard that song in years. Gonna have to go back to it. Oh, what song? Somehow I missed something about a song. But anyhow, I can't go back. It'll take too long. Nick Rich says, I love that moniker, Fancy. Ruby LP says, I'm going to write a song. I'm going to call it Trucker John and the 10,000 Steps. Wow. Trucker John and the 10,000 Steps. Fancy says, hi, Mr. Spock and Rich. Jolie says, Big Butter Jesus is probably my favorite. That sounds familiar. Was that on the Bob and Tom show? Vince Sloan says, sorry guys and gals, time for me to go start up some vittles. All right, Vince, good cooking. You have a good time cooking. Get to cooking. Thanks for being here. Spend a little time with us. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and all that good stuff if you haven't done it already. And have fun cooking. Sehal says, Jolie, he's still dropping new songs. Just dropped one an hour ago or so. Wow. I don't know. Is it the Hayward guy you're talking about? Whatever. Big Hook says, I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill. I found my good food on Blueberry Hill. Let's see. Jolie says, I'll check it out. Boom. Fancy's got that convoy going. Let's see. Rose Blake says, I am running everyone off. What are you doing, Rose? What are you doing running everybody off? Jolie says, have a great weekend, Vince Nolans. Just have yourself a great little weekend. And make sure you're cooking everything up, be a good cook, all that good stuff. Today I did cook myself my little breakfast that I like to make. I buy the, it comes pre-packaged or whatever, but you just fry them up in a pan. It's simply potatoes. They have Southwest style hash browns. I cooked some of those, cooked up a couple of slices of bacon, had some toast, coffee, and a cheese omelet. And that's my breakfast. I think it comes out pretty decent. I took a picture of it and or something and posted it. Was it on YouTube or wherever? And somebody said it looked like shit. And I was like, no, it doesn't look like shit. It tastes good. Apparently they didn't like my food, the picture of my food. But what are you gonna do? You can't please everybody, you know? So you got to please yourself. Let's see, what else is going on here? Big Hook says, are you registered to vote in California or Vegas? In Nevada. Yeah, absolutely. I live in Nevada for over 4 years now. So yeah, I'm registered here in Vegas. Rose Blake at Ricky Accardi. I guess that's like a hug thing or something. Jeff Curry says, if y'all need vittles, just head on down to the Happy Gizzard. They topless on Saturdays. That's funny. Rose Blake, Ricky Nelson. Yeah, Ricky Nelson. Garden Party, right? Nick Rich says, I prefer to eat my meal, then take a picture of it. That sounds like it could be gross. Ricky Cardi says, thanks, Jeff Curry. Mish says, you're not, Rose. We need you here. We need you on that wall. Big Hook says, Roadkill Cafe. There are some of those Roadkill Cafes I've heard about. I've never gone to one. It sounds really gross to me, but it's because sometimes I guess they actually use roadkill, right? At the Roadkill Cafe.
I've heard about them doing that, but it sounds disgusting to me. Fancy says, yeah, Rose, we need you here. Fancy says, hi, Mish. Real Bill says, Republicans can't handle the truth. Rose Blake, no man left behind. Republicans really can't handle the truth when it comes to, especially anything Trump, or the maggots can't, right? They really do. They just don't believe that he's guilty of anything, I think. And if they do believe he's guilty of anything, they applaud it. They think he's great for committing, I don't know, rape and, lie and fraud and stealing government, top secret government documents and possibly selling them to, I don't know, Vladimir Putin or somebody. They either deny it, or if it looks like it's something they can't deny, then they just think, oh, well, that was great. That he has the right to do that. They just will. Those diehard maggots, they're going to go down with the ship. They're going to go down when Trump goes down. They're going to go down with him, I guess. But I think his support is peeling away slowly, little by little. It's peeling away and peeling away. So we'll see how it turns out, how it shakes out, but. God help us all if Trump gets elected again. It's just. I mean, I don't even want it. Perish the thought. Perish the thought. Mr. Spock says that harried bikers did a show on Roadkill recipes, made snake burgers. Wow. Jeff Curry says some guy was picking up a roadkill deer in front of my dad's house. He told the guy it had been there for 3 days. Dude took it anyways. Ew. Yeah, it's been sitting out there for 3 days. It's no. How long does that stuff last? I mean, Steve Sayre says the MAGAs will still be there. Yeah, I mean, but I guess they'll just have to find somebody else to attach themselves to. Whoever replaces Trump, who's it going to be? Rose Blake, Jeff, was he topless? Jeff says, Rose, thank goodness, no. Yeah, nasty, fancy. It just seems nasty. You got to get it when it's really, really fresh. But maybe he was just taking it for some other reason. Maybe that guy wasn't going to eat it. Maybe he was just going to take the horns or something. I don't know. There's Wes Webb. Says, feed the hogs. They'll eat anything. Hey, Wes. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Vicky Icardi says, it's hard to say I was wrong. Even harder to say I was fooled. Right. That's true. Regarding these maggots who have been supporting Trump. To turn away from Trump is to say that you got fooled, and that's a hard thing to do. To lose face, I guess, right? West Webb, outside in the yard have helpers, so that's good. Billy Kid 73, imagine MTG running for president. See, I used to say like before Trump got elected in 2016, I would just laugh at something like that. To even think of a person like MTG running for president, I would just totally laugh it off and think, she's such an idiot. No one would ever vote for her. But then when Trump got elected, that changes everything. So now you can't take anything for granted, and you can't laugh at anything like that because you just don't know how stupid the electorate could be. Especially when there's influence campaigns, there's assists from the media that give all kinds of free coverage, of someone. But normally, like in the old days, I would just laugh at that and go, oh, yeah, MTG ready for president. Oh my gosh, he's such a joke, But man, Trump changed all that, where we can't take anything for granted. We can't let our guard down at all. You know. Wes Webb, she's running for vice. Well, yeah, she's trying to get Trump to pick her. I don't know if Trump will pick a woman or not, but Jeff Curry says, I ain't seen any Trump garb in a while now. Yeah, no new tennis shoes or no, like, or you just haven't seen people wearing MAGA hats, maybe. Maybe there's less and less of that going on. People are kind of, like I said, they're kind of peeling away a little bit. Steve Sayre says, Trump lied to his people. I've been fooled by lies. Mr. Spock said, last roadkill deer I hit it with a company van, hit the hind legs, dragged itself into a ditch and couldn't go further. I only had a dull pocket knife and just got it mad. Called DNR. Is that the do not resuscitate? The deer had a little tag, do not resuscitate. Big Hook. Some are convinced Flynn is behind the Q psyop. Yeah, some are. Billy Kid says, Chuck John, exactly. That's why I said imagine her running. Oh, I know. But could you imagine? I mean, her campaigning, her speeches. I mean, she talk about not being able to put sense together. I mean, she's just a moron. West Webb, the hats are jokes. Mr. Spock says, they came and dispatched it. I signed a paper and got the deer. Oh. Billy Kiss said, did you eat it? Do you eat those things? That you hit? Billy Kid, all his made in China garb. Might as well just call it crap. Nick Rich says, neighbor's dog is bugging your neighbor. Yeah, you hear that? Somebody yelled at the dog. Nick is on it, man. Nick's got some good speakers, and he could hear all that shit. Mr. Spock, Department of National Resources. That's right, you're Canadian, huh? Yeah, you guys have all these departments. Jeff Curry says, Spock, first one my daughter shot when she was 8. It drug itself into lake and died. I had to swim out to get it. I was sick for 2 weeks. Oh my gosh. West West says, pain makes animals angry. Makes me angry. Mish says, in this town, we have 3 cars that are covered in those Trump won twice stickers. I flip them off every time. Well, you be careful, Mish. You be careful out there. You know, you never know how someone's going to take that. Rose Blake said, let's talk about fish. Okay. What would you like to talk about, Fish? Fish, the band, is supposed to be playing at the Sphere pretty soon. I'm not sure when. I haven't heard any concert dates, but they are supposed to be the next act following U2 that was there, did a residency. Now Fish is supposed to be coming in, and I don't know for how long. I don't think it's going to be as long as U2 was here. And then after that, it's supposed to be the Dead and Company. Mish says, did MTG make you think of Fish, Rose? Vicky Accardi says, Jeff Curry, I hit a deer and called the sheriff. They'll grab it if warm. Well. West Webb says, we used to live across the street from a butcher plant. They would process deer for half, sold some, but gave the preacher a bunch too. We didn't want to eat it, so Mom had the butcher mix with hamburger. Oh, okay. Yeah, good. Glad you added that on, because I was like, I'm thinking the butcher mix. It's like a mix, the special mix the butcher does. Mr. Spock, that's a bummer, Jeff Curry. Bummer, man. It's a bummer. Hey, there's Kim Hunter. Kim Hunter, thanks for being here. Animals are afraid of pain. That's where the anger lay. Very very wise saying there. Thanks, Kim, for being here, though. Good to see you. Wes Webb says, I love swordfish and sea bass and tuna. I guess we are talking about fish now, aren't we? Rose Blake says, John, the Vegas walk was beautiful at night. Oh, thank you. That was a pretty good one. And I'm actually getting the gimbal to work a little better. And I noticed that it seemed like a nice, smooth, live stream. As opposed to many that I've done in the past that are all herky-jerky and bouncy. And this one was, maybe for the first time, a really nice, smooth, flow or whatever. It was a smooth picture. So the gimbal, I'm finally working that gimbal right, I guess. Which I didn't think gimbals would be that difficult, but I guess you got to know the right buttons to push. But hey, hi Kim again. Don't know if I've seen Kim in here before, but thanks for being here. And I hope you hit the like button and like and subscribe and share. And I hope you come on back. We're usually here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live stream from the Strip. 10,000K. I'm thinking it'll be about this time, maybe. I think it's going to be a daytime walk. Rose Blake, I have never been to Las Vegas, or been to Vegas. Yeah, and that's another thing. That's a thing why I'm doing it too, because there's a lot of people that have never been here. They might not ever make it out here, but you can watch my live stream out there and at least get a little taste of it, West Webb, I like walleye too. Mish says, I'm having fish tonight, Rose. Nom nom. Big Hook says, deer are actually quite dangerous. They kill a lot of people when encountered. I think I've heard that they do kill quite a few people. Bastards. Mr. Spock says, if you eat enough glowing guppies, you will glow. I don't know if I've ever heard of a glowing guppy. Nick Rich says, I gotta go, guys. Pulling up steaks from the truck stop. All right, Nick, thanks for being here. It's always good to have you in the chat. Always good to see you. So we'll see you. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow on the walk, the 10K walk. So just look for it. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to get out there, but probably early afternoon. Like 12, 1, 2, something like that. Pacific time. Remember, I'm in the Pacific time zone, so you have to adjust accordingly. Vicky says, Rose Blake, be careful. If you do, it's easy to get married there. Oh, if you go to Vegas. I was married in Vegas many, many years ago. Steve Sayre says, Rose, you should visit Las Vegas. Don't expect sleep. Fancy, I have only been to Vegas once. Jeff Curry says, my dad and buds used to take fishing trips in Canada. One guy was a funeral director. They drove his Suburban and brought fish home in a body cooler. Oh, that sounds gross. Big Hook says 10,000K is kilometers. Awfully ambitious, John. Well, it's 10,000 steps. So it's not kilometers. 10K, that's 10,000 steps. That just sounds for 1,000. Not kilometers. Rose Blake says, Vicky Accardi, did you get married there? Vicky says, yep. As did I. Fancy says, I'll have to wake up early. For a 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Mish says, oh no, Jeff. Oh, no. Oh yeah, about putting the fish in the body cooler. Big Hook says, kilo is 1,000 reference. But I didn't say anything about kilo. K is for 1,000. 10,000. 10K, that's 10,000. That doesn't mean 10 kilo. It's 10,000. If you just write 10 and a K, that means 10,000. At least here in America. I don't know about Canada. Steve Sayre says, must have held a lot of fish. Fancy says, yeah, I'm a night owl. Jeff Curry says, Steven, it was a children's-sized cooler, but yes, they had lots of fish. God, that even makes it even worse. Now that you said it's a children's-sized one. Stuff we don't like to think about, but I know it's, you know, it happens. So they have to have a child-size one. And he says, oh no! But hey, you know, that's being resourceful. You know, they went fishing and they used the cooler, you know, so, that they had. They used the equipment they had. So, you know, can't blame them for that. Mish, you're killing me, Jeff. Rose Blake says, Jeff, you need help. Well, like I said, they were being resourceful. And Jeff didn't do it, though. Those other dudes did it. Big Hook says, kilometer, kilogram, metric ton is 1,000 kilograms. I don't care about that. When you write 10K, you're writing 10,000. The K stands for 1,000. I don't care about the kilo bullshit you're talking about. That's not what it stands for. If you write 15K, if someone says, how much do you make a year, and you put 50K, that means you make $50,000, not 50 kilometers, okay? Or whatever. It's K for 1,000. Jolie says, did you guys know 10K means 10,000? Just checking. Fancy says, of course, Jolie. Steve Sayre says, is 1K 1,000 meters? Is 1K 1,000 meters? K stands for 1,000. Okay? When you say 10K, 20K, 30K, 100K, how much money do you make? I make 100K a year. That's 100,000. How much do you make? I make 500K. That's 500,000. You know? How much do you make? I make 85K a year. That's 85,000. How many steps are you going to walk today? I'm going to walk 10K. That's 10,000 steps. Big Hook says 10,000K is what you keep saying. I don't say that. I said 10K. Which is 10,000. Rose Blake, it is so fun hanging out here. Jeff Curry says, Rose, they killed a bear, not a beer. You don't want to kill a bear. Killed a bear with a pocket knife, illegal big time. They drug it off to hide it. Game warden asked my dad if he's seen it. Dad said, I ain't seen in a couple days, but I'm sure it's around. How the hell do you kill a bear with a pocket knife? Gosh, that must have been crazy. Big Hook, kilometer is 1,000 meters. Yeah, and I never said anything about kilometers. Not once have I had said anything about kilometers. Kim Hunter, 10K in distance terms is 10 kilometers. But when you say 10,000 steps, if you say 10K steps, that's short for 10,000 steps. Okay, it's context. Look at the context. If it says 10K steps, that doesn't mean 10,000 kilometer steps. That wouldn't make any sense, would it? How would 10 kilometer steps or 10,000 kilometer steps or whatever, that wouldn't make sense. 10,000 steps, that makes sense. And when you're trying to shorten things to abbreviate, and you say 10K steps, that means 10,000 steps. It wouldn't make any sense 10 kilometer steps. That would not make any sense, right? 10,000 steps makes sense. Have you not heard the thing about 10,000 steps a day? How it's good for you to walk 10,000 steps a day? 10K is 10,000. Especially when you have the word steps right after it. 10,000 steps. I didn't know that this was so confusing. I didn't know this was so ambiguous. Maybe it's because you guys are Canadians or something. Fancy says, Americans don't like the metric system. That's why we snubbed it. The only reason we don't like it is because that's what we've been raised up and known our whole lives about. They tried to make I think it was during the Carter administration, they were trying to get us to switch over to metric system. And I remember them starting to teach it in schools and stuff. And then, of course, when Reagan got elected, they shut all that shit down because Republicans don't like any kind of thing like that. I really do think it's more of a Republican issue. They're the ones that stopped it, not us Democrats. Steve Sayers says, so 1K equals 1,000. K is an abbreviation for 1,000. For 1,000 units of anything. In this case, it's steps. 10K steps means 10,000 steps. I don't know how you could have seen it any other way. Vicky Cardi, I love bears. Jeff Curry, I'm sure there was beer involved. Kim Hunter, correct to yes. Distance measurement needs context and clarification. 10K steps. Okay, it wouldn't make sense to be 10 kilometers steps. That doesn't make any sense. Steve Sayers says, how many cups in a gallon? You tell me, Steve. Jeff Curry, it was in a tree and the taped knife to a pole to poke it to scare it away. He got scared at last second and threw it, stabbed in the heart. Okay, so when you say he, because your sentence is very unclear here. When you said he got scared, I thought you meant the bear got scared, but apparently you mean the person who had the knife taped to the pole. That was a person who got scared at the last second and threw it and stabbed, and then that stabbed the bear in the heart. I have to decipher this because the grammar is horrible. So that was a hell of a throw. So basically, this is almost like a spear at this point because you have a knife taped to a pole. And so this person throws it at the bear, hits him right in the heart. That's a hell of a good shot. And then it actually penetrated the bear's, fur and skin and everything and got him right in the heart. I mean, that's a hell of a story, hell of a shot, hell of a thing there. That's kind of amazing, actually. Casper Northerner here. Hi, everyone. Hello, Casper. Let's say Casper, yeah. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Jeff Curry says, the bear had been trying to get into cabins. So, apparently that's why the ranger was asking about the bear, because I guess they had reports about this bear lurking around and trying to get into cabins and stuff. And it was like, you guys took care of him. Big Hook, enough just messing with you, John. All right, Big Hook. Kim Hunter, something there. Big Hook says scientific community uses all metric. Yeah, I know that, but that's not the issue here. Casper Miller, hey Jolie. Jolie says, context people, get your shit together. I'm dying over here laughing my ass off. I think you're dying about how I'm, carrying on about it. Casper Millers says hi. Everyone says hi. So yeah, okay. I'm not gonna even. I'm not. Let's just move this. Let's change the subject. Let's change the subject. I guess from now on, I guess I'm gonna have to just write out 10,000 steps. Apparently, there is a confusion in the international community. People from other parts of the world think I'm talking about kilometers, but I'm just talking about 1,000. K is a abbreviation for 1,000 for some reason. I don't know. And so from now on, I guess I'm going to have to write 10,000 steps instead of just 10K. I thought that I was just being brief, and concise. But nope. I guess I got to put all those zeros and everything in there now, just to avoid the confusion. Vicky, this convo does meander. Big Hook says 10K steps is 10,000 steps. Yes, that's what I've been saying for the last half hour. Yes, Big Hook. That is it. Rose Blake, oh God. Well, Jolie reminds everyone that the Trucker John channel has memberships and super chats. You can also support the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing, or buy me a coffee. Those are all great ways to support the show, keep the show growing. Another great way, well, yeah, that was in there, is the sharing. The sharing is caring. And I do love that you guys do share the show, because I see it in the analytics. Quite a few of you guys are sharing the show, and that does help. We're at 1,680 some odd subscribers now. And I really would like to get 100,000, because then YouTube will send me a plaque. Of about this big, a plaque. It has a little YouTube insignia or logo on it, and I think it will say like 100,000. It might say 100K subscribers, but anyhow. But we'll see. If I ever get to 100K, we'll see what it actually says. Mish says, yeah, John, be inclusive to our neighbors. Yes, our neighbors to the north. Vicky says, we went through hamburger, fish, deer, and bears. Next. We could talk about beers. I like beers. I've got a 12-pack, what I've been working on, of Guinness in the fridge now. So my last few beer choices have been Guinness, Heineken, Modelo. What else was before that? I don't know, because I did a couple of them that were Modelo's. I forget. That's probably about it. And I think my favorite out of those is Modelo. I think I'm going to try to go back to the Modelo. But the Guinness was on sale. Sometimes if it's a sale, I'll grab it. So they had Guinness, a 12-pack for $16.99. It was like $3 off the normal price. That's why I got the Guinness. But I think I enjoy Guinness better when it's like right out of the tap, at a bar. I like that Guinness better than this bottled Guinness I'm drinking, to tell the truth. So I think I'm going to save the Guinness for when I'm at an actual bar and just, has it on tap. But the Modelo is really good. And the Heineken's good too. But I think I really like the Modelo. My favorite. And I like, they have like the amber or whatever. And they also have the dark. And I like both. To be truthful. Big Hook says, proud of you walking the strip and sharing your hometown. Well, thank you, Big Hook. And I was just giving you a hard time, or you're giving me a hard time or whatever, but about the 10K and all that stuff. But I appreciate you being there when you guys are there. And like I said, it helps the walk go faster. And so thanks for coming along with me on those walks. And I hope I'm bringing something to you guys that, like I say, not everyone can come here. And you can see the strip, and we're gonna see the Arts District, and we're gonna see Fremont Street, and then we're gonna see Red Rock Canyon eventually, and then maybe we'll see Hoover Dam. Maybe there'll be some other places around that we could look at. And so I think it's all interesting. It's good for me to get me out walking, and it's good for people who can't be here to actually see some stuff that they might not ever be able to see, you know. And I think it's all interesting. I think the Strip and Fremont Street, that's all, you know, it's glitzy, it's lights, it's casinos, and it's fun to watch. But there are also a lot of really natural type beauty around here to see too. And Red Rock Canyons are pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that. We will continue those walks, and we'll do them out there after we've gone to the Arts District and Fremont Street. Then we're going to head up Red Rock. Jolie says, thanks for explaining that, Big Hook. Big Hook. Why didn't John just say that? Yeah, why didn't I just say it was 10K is 10,000? Janelle, hey, Janelle's here. That was fun the other night when you showed us some of Vegas. Hey, Janelle, yeah, thanks for being here now, and thanks for being here then. I saw you in there as we were walking along on the Strip. And now, you guys didn't seem to be too impressed with the volcano. And maybe I oversold it. Maybe I overhyped it. I don't know. But I think the volcano is cool. Steve says, last night TJ exceeded 10K. It's still 10,464K. That's true. Big Hook says, Google says 10,000 steps equates to about 8 kilometers. Okay. Midas Kevin Anderson is here, and he's saying, Janelle! Hey, Midas Kevin, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We're just reminiscing a bit about the old Vegas walk we did the other night. Billy Kid 73 says, that Trucker John, love it. I haven't been to Vegas yet. Did you watch my video? Did you watch the when we were walking on the Strip? If you haven't, you can watch the replays. Check out the Vegas Strip. I think that's kind of interesting. You know, like the one before this last one, the highlight was probably the Bellagio fountains. I think that was the highlight for me. You know, and then the one we did the other day, I'd say the highlight was the volcano. But also we got some good footage of the Sphere and stuff like that. So yeah, you should check it out. You know, some good footage there. Vicky says, Big Hook, that sounds like more than I can do. The 8 kilometers. Yeah, it came out to the last walk. What was that? Wednesday night or Thursday night? It was Thursday night, right? Came out to 4.7 miles, I think, according to Apple Watch. Jeff Curry says, I bought Pabst Blue Ribbon once because on sale. I took one drink, sat the case in the parking lot, and drove away. I probably would have drank it. I understand Pabst is not as good as Guinness or Modelo or Heineken or whatever. But I probably would have drank it. I probably would have kept it. I wouldn't drink them all. In the old days, I would have drank them all in one day, in one setting, one sitting. I wouldn't have changed settings. It would have been one sitting. I mean, the old days, like back in my teens and 20s, that's what I'm talking about. You know, a 12 pack was just like a little, foreplay. That was foreplay. But today, like a 12 pack will last me, a month or whatever. Because basically, well, I guess it'll last me 12 days. I don't know. Or so, because it seems like I come home after I'm driving, I'll come home, turn on the TV, crack open a beer, watch a couple shows, and then go to bed. A couple episodes of something, right? I probably would have kept the Pabst Blue Ribbon, but I understand the sentiment. Because they have these deals downtown. You can get a PBR and a hot dog for like $2. That's one of the cheap eats down at Fremont Street. And I think they have a deal similar to that somewhere up on the Strip. I can't remember. Where you can get a PBR Maybe it might just be a PBR with no hot dog for like $2 or something, which is really cheap when all the other beers are $8 or $18 or $20 sometimes. So, you know. Minus Kevin, Rose West is a troll. Oh, okay. Let's not go there right now. Big Hook, the fountain spray is popular, I think. The fountain spray, you're talking about the fountain, the Bellagio fountain, is what you're talking about? It's very popular. There's always people lined up to watch that. Casper Northerner, is Modelo a lager? I don't think so. It's made in Mexico. It's pretty good though. Jeff Curry says, I recently saw Pabst Coffee mixed cans. Pabst Coffee? That doesn't make any sense to me. Rose Blake says, Kevin, he's been telling us that for years. Oh. Mr. Spock says, of course, they also use Klingon Calicams. Laughing out loud. Big Hook, Modelo is Mexican beer. Yeah, that's made in Mexico. I mean, I don't know if that would preclude it from being a lager. I don't know what, you know, I'm not an expert in beer as far as like lagers and shit like that. But all I know is I like it. Dave Wilner, Modelo, Corona. I don't really like Corona, actually. I mean, it's okay. Corona's okay. But to me, Corona is a little watered down, I think. And to me, it just seems sort of like, it's like the Budweiser of Mexican beer. If I was going to drink Mexican beer, I would much rather have Modelo or Dos Equis over Corona. Fancy says that is not healthy. I don't know what's not healthy. A PBR and a hot dog? It's probably not healthy. Customer Northerner says thanks. A Big Hook. Midas Kevin says Rose Blake, he banned Wes an HBO show, made fun of Midas. He called me gay, etc. Oh, that's not good, Kevin. That's not good. Billy Kid says that Trucker John, can we please take picture of MTG down? She's ruining your backdrop. Plus, I'm trying to eat. All right, Billy Kid. No more. Say goodbye to Margie. Everyone, say goodbye to Marge Taylor. There, she's gone. She gone. That girl gone. Girl gone. That girl gone. Steve Sayer says maybe Pilsner, Corona. I don't know. Jeff Curry says Corona stinks but tastes okay. I don't think it stinks. Is that why people always put lime in it? A lime on it? I just put a lime in it because I thought it added to the taste. I would squirt a little lime in there. I don't think, like, you mean actually stinks as like an odor? I never really noticed that. I just think it's kind of a watered down beer, kind of like Budweiser is a watered down beer. Bob LeBlanc, hey, Bob LeBlanc is here. Says, hi all, I missed the great K debate. What happened? Can you circle back? Hiking tour is great, TJ. Try Corona Familiar in glass quart bottles, more flavor. We are not going to circle back to the K. We're going to move on from the K debate. We are moving on. You can watch that in the replay if you want. Hiking tour. Thanks for watching the hiking, the walking, or whatever. And we're going to keep doing that. Now I'm going to kind of change things. Originally, when I did that, I thought, okay, I'm going to do 10,000 steps a day for 30 days. And I mean, I'm thinking of like of my physical abilities, I guess, from years ago, not taking into account how out of shape I am now and everything, and old and decrepit. So I'm just thinking, I'm just going to do 10,000 steps a day for 30 days. Started on the 1st, ended on the 30th, and wham, bam, bam, we'll be done. Well, what I'm finding is that these 10,000 step days, they really do kind of wipe me out. And it takes me 3 or 4 days just to be able to walk again. So I'm just gonna, we're gonna change things around. It's not gonna be 10,000 steps a day for 30 days along the Las Vegas Strip. That was the original thing. But it's gonna be 10,000 steps about every 3 or 4 days. And then we're not gonna just do the Strip. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do Arts District. We're gonna do Fremont Street. We're gonna do Fremont Street East. We're gonna do Red Rock Canyon, and then we're gonna find other places where we can do some walks. So and it's not gonna be every day unless I can get to the point where I can do every day, and I'm not killing myself. But it's basically about every third or fourth day. I'll do it. I'll do another one, and eventually, if I do feel better physically, I'll shorten that gap. But it does seem to take me about 3 or 4 days to kind of recover. And really, basically, it's like my knee is really sore. Like the next day, wasn't too sore while I'm actually doing it. In fact, that last walk, I felt pretty good. The walk before that, if you guys remember, I was feeling a lot of pain, a lot of sharp pains in my hips, or especially my right hip. My knees weren't feeling so great. My ankles weren't feeling so great. And I had to actually stop and rest. And for about 10 minutes. The walk yesterday, I actually felt pretty good for some reason. So it's kind of weird how some days I feel good, some days I don't. So I don't know if it's just it just happens to be a good day. So or if it's actually like I'm physically improving. I don't know. But I guess we'll see. Now, Bob LeBlanc says, hi, Jolie, hi. In Guatemala, salt was used by all. Cass Monroe, I prefer Pepsi. I do love me some Pepsi. I buy Pepsi. I like the Pepsi Wild Cherry. That's what I have on hand in the house here. Jeff Curry says, some light beers is like having sex in a canoe. It's just too fucking close to water. Oh, Jeff. With the drum sting there. Bob LeBlanc says, this is a joke. I, sir, have felt 100,000. You folks, not so much. Buck naked. I even did a K vitamin suppository before I go hiking whilst looking for squatting apartment bears with which to show my appointed. That was hard for me to read. And I'm not going to go back to it and break it down. So I'll give you a drum sting though. Robert Perez says, hey, did you find out who hit your Tesla? Hey, Robert Perez. You know what? No, I didn't, because I didn't have my camera set up on Sentry mode. Like, I didn't even think about it. I just picked it up, from Hertz, and I never did go in and like turn stuff on or look at the settings and stuff. So there was no dash cam. If it's on Sentry mode, when anyone just walks near it, a camera will turn on. Like within, I think 3 feet or something, the camera will automatically turn on. And I didn't have it on Sentry mode, so I didn't get any footage of that. So I don't know who did it. Fancy says you're getting used to it. Keep going, John. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Because like I said, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So either it's gonna kill me, or I'm gonna just get stronger. Steve Sayer says we're not icing after walks. Gotta cool. Yeah, I'm not. I probably should put some ice on that knee. I probably should, because maybe it's swelling. I don't know. Jeff Cray says, was hard to find caffeine-free Pepsi or Coke during pandemic. Caffeine-free Coke, still hard to find. I don't bother with any of that. I just drink straight, regular. I mean, I like the cherry. I like cherry Coke, and I like the wild cherry Pepsi. But I don't bother with caffeine-free. I have no problem with caffeine. And I don't bother with sugar-free or diet or anything like that because I think it tastes like crap. And I try to limit myself to only one can, no more than one can, or let's say if I bought a soda, like a fountain drink, I limit myself to just no more than one a day. Because I know that if you just sit around drinking Cokes all day, sodas all day, that's not good for you. So I limit myself to no more than one per day. And the reason I say no more than one per day, because if I say one per day, then people are going to think that I drink one a day no matter what. But there's some days where I might not drink any. Although it does seem to be about one per day anyhow. But I limit myself to one per day. No more than one per day. So the rest of it is just water. You know, and coffee. I have my 1 cup of coffee in the morning. That's usually it. I usually don't drink more than 1 cup of coffee. I usually drink about that much orange juice, whatever that is, 4 ounces or whatever, of orange juice. And then usually for, you know, one of my lunch or my dinner, I'll usually have, if I'm at home, I'll have a can of Pepsi, 12-ounce can. Or if I'm at a fast food place, I'll get like a medium fountain drink. And then that's it. And so whatever else I have to drink, if I want to drink, it's going to be water or a beer. But that's usually at night, late at night after I'm done Ubering. And I'm just watching some TV, I'll crack open a beer. And it's usually just one beer. So I guess that's what I drink during a 24-hour period. It's usually one beer, one soda, 1 cup of coffee, 1 small cup of orange juice, and then the rest is just drinking water. I just killed that, buddy. Just killed that one. Oh, there's a little bit in there. Wait. All right, so Bubblebog says, timing, laughing out loud, WTF, ouch, muy, ondistron, works great. Laughing out loud, really, heart. Minus Kevin says, Casper, I've had cherry vanilla and wild cherry. I've had the cherry vanilla too. It's okay, but I like wild cherry better. Or just cherry. Caffeine. Fancy says I need caffeine. I usually just do the one, like when I was driving a truck, I usually would just drink like, it'd be like a big thing of it. Whatever that is. That might be 2 cups. And that was usually just in the morning, but there were just occasional times when I felt like I maybe needed a coffee. If it was a long day and I was running, you know, long hours, I might get another coffee. Or I might do a 5-hour energy. And I would only do 5-hour energies very, very rarely. Very occasionally. Maybe once or twice a year I might do a 5-hour energy. But that shit works, man. Biggie says, stretch before you pop a hammy. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Do a little stretching. I am getting better at it. I have been stretching a little. And I haven't been able to touch my toes, you know, without, you know, bending my legs or whatever, just bending over and touching my toes. I haven't been able to do that. I still can't do it. But I'm trying to remember, like, when's the last, because I used to be pretty limber and I could stretch. I could put my hands flat on the ground and you know, not just my fingertips, but I could like go all the way down and put my hands flat on the ground, you know, without bending my legs. Back when I was playing football, because, you know, we would stretch a lot. This is back in my 20s, right? And I could touch my toes or touch the ground with the tip of my fingers, probably into my 30s, you know. But then at some point, I just lost it. You know, where I stopped exercising so much, stopped running, stopped everything. I gained a lot of weight. So I don't think I've been able to touch my toes or touch, you know, with my fingers or whatever, probably in like close to 30 years, probably like almost 30 years or something. and now I still can't do it, but I am getting closer. I'm getting closer and closer every day. So I think eventually I am going to be able to touch my toes with my fingertips. I'm getting there. Fancy says, I'm drinking a nice cup of caffeine right now, laughing out loud. Well, good for you. I'm glad you're having a nice beverage and enjoying yourself. Steve Sayer says, TJ, have you done stand-up? I never have. But you know what? I used to entertain the thought of trying to find an open mic somewhere and doing it. And I've even written some jokes and stuff over the years. Something would come up to me and I would write it down. I would like to do that, but I started listening to like Mark Maron on his WTF. I think it was Mark Maron, and some others who would talk about stand up a lot. And I didn't realize, I thought open mic was just like anybody, could just go up and you just go and you do your thing. But the way they make it sound, it's like really those are all like professional comedians who are trying to break into the industry. And it's a lot more cutthroat. It's not just like, neighborhood people just going up and doing open mics. A lot of these are like hardcore stand-up comedians, but who haven't really made it yet, and they're trying to, get their name out there or something. So there comes the kids. Can you guys hear the loud kids? But anyhow, I have thought about it, but I never have done it. Midas Kevin says, I was shocked as well, Fancy. I've seen on the CPAP they have 100 for a result, but I never knew I'd get there. Oh yeah, were you the one talking about the other day, getting the 100 score? I used to get hundreds all the time when I was in the truck. But since I've been using my CPAP here at the house, for one thing is I've been keeping such weird hours that a lot of times I don't get the amount of sleep on that thing. And that's what's getting me. Because if you only get, let's say 5 hours of sleep or 6 hours, then that's only 50 points or 60 points. And I think the most you get is 70 points from your sleep, right? Because it's 7 hours. And so I think that's 70 points if you get 7 hours. That gives you 70 points right there. And a lot of times I've been sleeping less, or at least, hooking it up kind of late at night, and then I get up kind of a little bit early or whatever. So anyhow, but I have been getting some good scores like up in the 90s. But like I say, when I was in the truck, I would get hundreds almost every night. It's kind of weird how it's different from the truck and being in an apartment. Steve says my Texas Paul cup is 14 ounces, 2 to 3 times. Okay, wait. These kids are playing, and they just banged up against the wall. And I'm about to do the old man thing, like the get off my lawn thing. Minus Kevin says, Casper, keep waiting. I'll get there. Bob says, go slow. Oh, go slow. Have you asked a doctor about the numbness? No, I don't have a doctor. I don't even have a doctor. Minus Kevin says, Steven, did you hear anything about Paul getting muted for any reason? I didn't hear. Steve says, I've lost 10 inches in my waist. Still can't touch my toes. Well, it's good you've lost 10 inches in your waist. Are you trying to touch your toes? Big Hook says, life caught up with you. Okay, look. I need to stop this. What are you guys doing? Sounds like you're banging through the wall. Careful, all right? All right. The little girl, I go, what did I say? It sounds like you're banging through the wall or something. And then she's just like, all scared or something. So then I go, so be careful. And she's like, all right. Hopefully they'll stop. They saw me look through the window, and the little girl stopped. She's like pointing, like. So hopefully they'll stop banging against the wall. They shouldn't be doing that because people live in these apartments, right? Anyhow, let's see. Billy Kid says, I recently bought Circua. It's a water bottle with a flavored cartridge. I have never drank so much water before. I just never liked water. I love water, personally. I love just plain old water. I know a lot of people don't. And this would bug me, that commercial for that lady who made these flavored things, flavored water. And she'd go, because water is boring. And I just, the way she said it, I'm just like, excuse me, you have to have exciting water. I love good cold water. And my favorite brand is Crystal Geyser right here. Bottled at the source, Alpine Spring water. This is, to me, nothing better than Crystal Geyser. And I'm glad they sell it out here because it's bottled in California. And so, you know, I mean, you can get it basically in California. You get it here in Nevada. I think I may have seen it. I don't think I saw it in Utah. I'm not sure how far out they go, but they don't go out. They don't branch out too far, it seems like. Vicky says, cracking me up. Bob says, could anybody do a Billy Jack and stand face to face with someone, then take their right foot and put it upside your left cheek? Is that it? Laughing that out. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Well, I don't know, but I love Billy Jack. I love those movies. I saw those when I was a kid. And, you know, I know now if you watch it today, it looks, you know, outdated and kind of corny or whatever, but I love those movies, man. I really did. Fancy says, I love ice water. Minus Kevin says, yeah, Trucker Rosebud emailed me and said Texas Paul got muted and her mission has been trying to unmute him. So what does muted mean? What does that mean? Like, I don't know what you mean by muted. Does that mean like suspended or something? Like you can't do any live streams for a while or something like that? Is that what you mean by muted? Like shut down? It doesn't mean like he's on but you just can't hear him. Does it actually mean like the show has been like suspended or taken down for I don't think permanently, but I don't know. Casper Northerner, I drink loads of tea. Lots of tea, do you? Fancy says, that's cool, Kevin. I'm a creative person. Is better for me. Jeff Curry, at all times you can find at least 6 half-full bottles of water in my daughter's car. Yeah, you need to toss those out. Just toss them out. Rose Blake says, Bob, probably Hal can. He's some kind of expert on something. Bob, I don't know. I must have missed whatever that was in reference to. Big Hook says, I know Tony Michaels is on Thin Ice YouTube. I haven't heard Texas Paul was. Yeah, and I've watched, did you guys watch Tony came on live on, was it Sunday night? And I did watch that. I was watching it and because that was his first live stream he had done in a while because I guess he'd been suspended or something. You know, well, you know, I don't know. I don't know what they suspended him for. I forget now. I think he did explain it, but I don't know what's going on with that. I can't control what other people do. So, I mean, if the guy's going to sit there and just say, you know, fuck this guy, fuck that guy, fuck this guy, fuck that guy. Apparently, he says, he says Midas Touch. He thinks Midas Touch reported him for something. I'm not sure what they reported him for. Apparently, there's a little bit of bad blood between them. Because he was on their network or whatever, and he left. So, I don't know. That's his drama. That's his deal. I can't worry about that. Kevin Anderson, minus Kevin says muted equals can't chat, you won't show up. Can't chat. Oh. But he can still do his live stream. But he can't chat. Or people can't chat in his live streams? I need further clarification. Casper Miller says, at Fancy, I take propolis for kidney health. I drink water too. Vicky says, Fancy, that's right. I water for my kidneys. Oh yes, the kidney. Billy Kid says, they will cancel your channel too. Happened to a comedian I used to watch. They'll cancel your channel. Well, I guess if you get 3 strikes. So I guess apparently, like Tony Michaels has 2 strikes. So he is on thin ice because the 3rd strike and they'll boot him off of YouTube. So yeah. Jeff Curry says some people drink warm water, probably insane enough to sleep with socks on too. Yeah, probably. You're probably right. Fancy says Gabe left him, I think. Yeah, I haven't seen Gabe on there in a long time. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. Not that I really watched a lot. I watched just occasionally. Bob LeBlanc says, I just found 100% cherry and pomegranate juice at the store. Palm is neat cranberry-like. 2 shots and add water almost all day gets me through. And then it's like, I don't know what that means. Approximately 2L. I don't know. Texas Paul, question mark. L2, 1 liter K. Boy, it's almost like you're glitching. You're glitching, Bob. Fancy, I like Midas. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, how, oh, me, oh. Casper Northerner, it comes from bees. It's a product from the hive. I get it in tablet. Oh, that was the propolis or whatever. Propolis. Jolie says, are there really people crazy enough to sleep with socks on? Apparently so. Apparently so. Rose Blake, I always thought Tony was funny. Yeah, he could be funny. He could be funny. Jolie says, Tony is too screamy for me. Yeah. I really only like Trucker John and Hal. Did I just go 3rd person? I really only like me and Hal, to tell the truth, and Johnny Million. Other than that, there's really nothing else worth watching, as far as I'm concerned. Midas Kevin says, Tony Michaels says things about Midas Touch just recently. I watched a show where he pulled up our YouTube site. Then he goes on, I'm not saying anything bad about Midas Touch. Rose Blake, I agree, John. Do you agree about only liking Trucker John and Hal and Johnny Million? I think that's a pretty good triumph. Is it a triumvirate? A pretty good trio. I think that's a pretty good trio. Hal Sparks, Trucker John, and Johnny Million. Yeah. I could live with that. Steve Sayers, Philip Ittner. Yes, I can't forget our good pal Philip Ittner. Does great work over there from Ukraine, Slava Ukraini, all that good stuff. Vicky Cardia says TJ and Stephanie Miller. Okay, I know we're all going to be throwing in our favorites. Of course, Stephanie Miller. Bob LeBlanc says, I confess, Julie, JC, I've done big wool socks in winter, laughing out loud. They really do stand by themselves after a while. And I will confess that I probably wore socks to sleep a few times in the truck when it was so cold I mean, I remember in the earlier days of driving, being a company driver, where they had these stupid trucks where because they were trying to go through this gas saving thing, so they wouldn't let you idle anymore, more than like 5 minutes or something like that. And this didn't have, it was this company truck, and it didn't have a good cab heater. Like you had to run the truck in order to run the heater, and it would only and I remember there was a way I could bypass this idle to shut off, and I for one truck I had this thing where I could bypass that thing where the truck could only idle for like 5 minutes. I was able to bypass it. But then I got into another truck, and for some reason I wasn't able to bypass it. So I guess they had fixed that little loophole or whatever. And I remember being in like Beaver, Utah, where it was like literally in the single digits at night. And I couldn't idle my truck for more than, I think it's like 5 or 8 minutes or something. Blast the heater, then the thing was shut off. And then it would get kind of warm, but within 15 minutes, it was cold again, and like freezing cold. And I remember putting up with that for that night, and just wrapping up in like, I think I had 2 sleeping bags and a blanket and another blanket, and I was putting on like long underwear. My beanie, I was wearing all that to try to sleep, and it was just so cold. I mean, it was like 0 degrees, and it just, no matter what I did, I couldn't get warm. I literally had like 2 sleeping bags, a blanket, long underwear. I was wearing, I think, socks, a beanie, and I still was freezing my ass off. And so I remember I think I stayed in the truck though. But then after that I said no more. If that's the situation where I can't get the heater working, then, fuck it, I'll just get a hotel. And so I think from then on I just got hotels. Because there were a couple other situations where that kind of thing happened. But sometimes you're not anywhere near a hotel, and you can't get your heater to work. And it's like 0 degrees, literally 0 degrees. I've been in places like in Wyoming, and where it's like minus degrees or whatever, and you're trying to sleep in a truck. If you can't get your heater to work, no matter how much you wrap up with blankets and sleeping bags, you still get cold, because everything just gets cold. It's like sleeping. It's like wrapping yourself in cold stuff, because everything gets cold. So those were some of the rough times of truck driving, I guess. But it only happened a few times, and then after a while, I was like, "Screw this! If I'm in this situation, I'm just gonna walk over and get a room." Fancy says, "I like Boston Brian too." Oh yeah, I like Boston Brian. He's good. But I like Hal and Johnny Million better, and Trucker John better. Janelle says, I'm watching both. Mr. Spuck, the shills are good. That's right. People keep mentioning the shills, and I'm always like, who are the shills? And then someone will say they're on YouTube, I guess. And I haven't checked them out yet. Dave Willer says, Johnny Million plays great guitar. Yes, he does. He really, really does. I enjoy his guitar playing immensely. Vicky Arcady says, never heard of the shills, YouTube. Yeah, that's right. People always mention the shills, and I have not watched any of them yet. But I need to check that out, because it seems like every time we're on here, someone brings them up. Midas Kevin says, I don't like his intro. He says he's pro-democracy, but his intro says things like calling people a shit-eating moron, a motherfucker. Then he says it out loud and proud. Oh, you're talking about Tony Michaels. Yeah, his style it's abrasive, and it's not going to turn on everybody. Maybe that's why I don't watch him all that much, because I guess I don't like. I don't know. I think he's okay. I mean, I don't think he's, I think his overall message is okay. But everyone has their own style, and some people like this style, or some people like that style. You know, it just depends, I guess. Rose Blake says, I hardly watch him, but when I do, I don't take him seriously, but sometimes he's right on what he says. Yeah, I agree with that assessment. Bob LeBlanc says, windy too, seems like too cold for motor or cargo even. Yep, stay safe. Mish, be right back. Rose Blake, me too, John. Vicky Accardi, anyone remember not long ago when you couldn't find anything on the left? Yikes, we've improved. Yeah, that has been an issue for a long time. And even when, if you go back to, let's say, Air America around 2004, when they launched Air America, and they had this whole lineup, with, even, what's his face? From SNL, the guy who became the senator and then got kicked out. Like, what's that dude's name? He had a show, and Stephen Miller had a show, and Tom Hartman and Randy Rhoads, and then even Rachel Maddow for a while had a show before she hit it big. Ed Schultz, there was Norman Goldman, Ron Reagan Jr. had an afternoon show. There was a pretty good lineup of shows, but even then. And I think at their height, they might have been on a few hundred stations across the country, maybe a couple hundred at the most. And that seems great, and it seems like a lot. But then, Rush Limbaugh and Bill O'Reilly and Glenn Beck, Sean Hannity, Michael Weiner, all those people, they were on 1,000 stations. And they had their programming, a lot of those stations, where they would have in the same market 2 or 3 stations, not just one station, 2 or 3 stations, just bombarding that market. And what I noticed as a truck driver, because I would channel surf and listen to things, that a lot of times, like the stations that would play like the Air America type shows, they'll run the shows, and then in the evening they'll go to like infomercials, or over the weekend it'll be infomercials. Or some weird programming. But on a lot of these stations that were playing, Rush, Limbaugh, and Hannity, and Bill O'Reilly, they would replay their shows from the week over the weekend. And it was basically just 24/7 of this right-wing propaganda, right-wing garbage being just blowtorched out into the atmosphere, into America, 24/7, multiple markets, multiple stations in the same market, hundreds of stations, thousands of stations all across the country. And poor old the lefties, we get, we got our little slate of programming from the morning to the evening, Monday through Friday. In the evening, it would usually go to some kind of infomercial, and then weekends it would be maybe sports or, and then that's all we got. But I guess it's better than nothing. But I'm just saying that the right wingers, they have been relentless. They don't play, man. They don't play. They put it out 24/7, multiple stations in one market. They're not messing around, and we've never had that for the left. Never, even today. But we do have the internet, and we have, it's great. We have radio, we have the internet. We have, streaming and all that kind of stuff. So, it is better now, I think, than it was 20 years ago. That's for sure. As far as getting more of a, liberal programming, Big Hook says, I watched Dusty a few times, but he does get easily sucked down rabbit holes. Not willing to follow him after that. I don't know who Dusty is. Rosebake says, Vicky, yes, but you could find plenty on the far left. Fancy says, I got cool cup. What? I got cool cup off of Tony Michael's merch. That says my cat hates Ted Cruz. Oh, that's cool. Al Franken, yes, Al Franken. Thank you, Chris Welch. Chris Welch, by the way, didn't see you earlier, so thanks for being here. Thanks for giving me that reminder there. Francis says, yeah, Chris, I was racking my brain trying to remember, laughing out loud. Big Hook says, let's not forget Air America was Vulture Capitalist by Mitt Romney and Torn Apart. Mitt comes off as ethical when talking with him, but his actions are as corrupt as McConnell. Well, yeah, Mitt Romney, I'm no fan of Mitt Romney. He's a total vulture capitalist. And yeah, his company or one of the companies that he was a part of, they bought, was it Clear Channel or Cumulus or whatever it was? And then they started shutting down those, any of the liberal stations and stuff, and just putting a sports station, even though there's already 3 other sports stations in that market, Still in chat, still a knocked. I always say still in shit, don't I? Still a knocked. I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for being here. Hey John, still over in Vegas? Yes, I am still here in Vegas. But thanks for coming in. I haven't seen Still and Knocked in a while. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Big Hook says Trump is threatening to take down MSNBC if he gets elected. Oh, isn't that just... he's so macho. He's going to take him down, huh? Why does that say new comment? And then why isn't it scrolling? I don't know. You guys don't know. I don't know. Let's see. We got Rose Blake says some on the left are learning to fight back. Steve says, is Howard Stern left? His show early 90s on Cleveland mornings. I wouldn't say he's a comedian. His show is like a comedy show. But I haven't listened to him. I used to listen to him back in the 90s. Like you were saying here in the 90s, on the radio. And because I would be at work, I worked graveyards, and then like towards the end of my shift, he would come in, and then I would listen to him on the way home on the radio. Once he went into satellite radio, I never did buy a subscription. I think they might have had some promos or something. I may have listened to 1 or 2, and maybe I've seen some clips since then here and there. But he's basically it's a comedy type of thing. But and he just talks about just all kinds of stuff. Now there are things that have come out that I agree with. That lately he's sounded very I guess liberal or whatever. But I wouldn't say he's a liberal. I wouldn't say his show is about really a lot of liberal politics. It's mainly pop culture, right? He talks with bands. He talks with porn stars. He talks with actresses and actors. Comedians, right? And they just talk about whatever suits their fancy, I guess. I wouldn't say he's left or right. He's just I don't know if you want to call him a centrist or whatever, but I don't know. He just, I don't really look at that as being a political show, even though there are some times where they can get political, I guess. Vicky says Steven Stern talks left now. Yeah, I think he has maybe gotten a little more left, Midas Kevin says, Jeff, most of the Midas peeps are in Liberal Dan's show. Still not. I'm over in UK watching all of this presidential chaos, and I can't really choose a side. Trump is quite obviously a bit of a nonce, but Joe is falling asleep during meetings, which is very unusual. Well, be careful what you watch, because a lot of times there are videos of Joe that are like, I think, taken out of context, or they're slowed down, or the way they're editing things, that they try to make him look sleepy or make him look like that. Sometimes he's just reading notes. Sometimes he's just pausing to think, because he does have a stutter, so he has to pause, and get the right word out or whatever. So I would be very careful about what you're watching and passing judgment on Biden. But also, you're in the UK, so it doesn't really matter because you're not going to vote anyhow. But and just know this, that Trump is I want to say, you know, he's a moron and all that kind of stuff. We know he's a moron, but Trump is really, he's just not a good person. He's not a good human being. He's a horrible, horrible person. And I don't think we should have horrible, horrible people be the leader of any country, let alone America. So, you know, Trump is a criminal. He's been living a criminal life. And I think he's going to start paying for that now, finally. And that's basically what you need to know. Trump is a horrible, immoral person. Biden, I think, is a very good, decent man, a loving, decent, caring person. And those things, I think, matter and are important. And so that's what you need to remember, I think, about those two candidates. You know, one's, you know, Biden's the incumbent, but you know. Vicky Cardi says, "Yay, I listen to Stern now. It can be stupid, but excellent interviews." Yeah, he does do pretty good interviews. Now, like I said, I haven't listened to the show in almost 30 years or whatever, so or 25 years or something. Steve Sayer says, "I haven't heard Stern for a while. That thing at the Oscars was his butt cheeks hanging out." Oh yeah, when he was doing like Fart Man, right? Was that what that was? Was that the Oscars? Big Hook says he was a shock jock, but has become more narrative based since getting therapy. Billy Kid 73 says Stern's leftovers are all on YouTube now. Yeah, I know what you mean. Fancy says Trump is a criminal. Yep, exactly. Steve says Trump is mentally ill. I believe that too. Vicky says, "Oh, I missed the butt cheeks." Yeah, that was way back, or I guess early 90s, I think, and he was doing this fart man stuff, you know. Minus Kevin says, "I used to own 2 of Howard's books, Private Parts and Miss America." I remember looking at those books. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I ever read them. I remember seeing the movie. Wasn't it Private Parts? And then, and if you remember, Paul Giamatti was in that movie, right? And then I was a background extra for the 2001 Planet of the Apes. I was a gorilla. And at the wrap party, Paul Giamatti bought me a beer and we shot a game of pool and we're just shooting the shit. So there's that connection. Fancy says, "Me too, Vicky, and I'm feeling pretty good about it." Oh, I missed, oh, about the butt cheeks. Yeah. Yeah, yes, you're probably, you're not missing anything, I guess. So Ichabod Deer was here this whole time and just dropped in to say later. Well, because I don't think I saw you earlier. Did I see you? But thanks I'm glad you were here. And we are going to check out pretty soon. We're at almost 2.5 hours, so I guess I will be shutting this down here pretty quick. But thanks, Ichabod Deer, for being here. Hope you hit the like and the subscribe button, all that good stuff for me. Steve says, "I think it was Oscars, don't know the year." Bob the Box says, "We all change, age, encounter illness, setbacks there, but for the grace of, look, I don't like their face, laughing out loud." Jeff Curry, "Hey Trump, you plane is full of gas and Putin has a nice room for you. 5th floor, nice big window." Midas Kevin says, "Fancy, I saw Diane's concert from a year ago." Diane who? Rose Blake says, "Biden warned Iran not to attack Israel." Was that just today? Was that just recently? Because I haven't really seen anything on that. Vicky says, "Rose Blake, that scares me to death." Stillanox says, "There are like videos of lefts making rights look stupid and rights making lefts look stupid. But I personally believe if there could be a slow shift to like more neutral candidates that promise things like in the UK, where people only listen to what the parties will try to achieve, take a good second to think and keep it to themselves and try not to persuade others." Okay, well, yeah, I don't know about England, but over here, it's basically, if you vote for Trump, you're voting for tax cuts for the rich. You're voting for stripping away regulations that make things safer for consumers and for just citizens in general. You're looking at probably, if not eliminating, but stripping away or diminishing Social Security and Medicare, increasing the ages. So now instead of being able to collect at 62, and your full retirement at, I think 68 or whatever, or 70, raising it even higher to 75 or something. I mean, you'll see bullshit things like that. If you have a Biden administration, you're going to see a continuation of investing in America, which grows the economy. You're going to see the continued just the numbers we're having now staying good and better, and you're going to see I think just more jobs, more education, and more training, weaning us more and more off of fossil fuels, getting into more and more green renewables, all these type of things. I think we're going to see. We have a chance at getting at least a public option for our healthcare instead of, if not, a lot of us would like, single payer universal or Medicare for all. But if we can't get that, I think we at least can get, the public option. There's all these kind of things that you'll never see under Trump. You're just going to see more and more rights taken away under Trump, more and more, women losing their bodily autonomy. That will be made into law. You're just going to see more and more authoritarianism. So it's pretty clear cut to me who I'm going to vote for and who I support. It's definitely Biden and Democrats in general. So, and I think it's going to be a big November thing. And I think the women here are going to really, really show up hard and big. Let's see. Fancy says you're voting for a wannabe dictator if you vote for Trump. You guys see that? I better shut that off before I get a copyright claim. For some reason, my phone started playing that song. I don't know why. I have no idea, but this thing has a fucking mind of its own, man. Anyhow, a little musical break brought to you by Frank Sinatra, I believe that was. And very Christmassy. We're getting an early start on our Christmas music. I guess you guys heard that. I heard it. I don't know if it went through or not. Big Hook says, in the U.S., money unfortunately dictates way more than it should, thanks to Reagan and every Republican president ever since. Rose Blake playing both sides is BS. Like TYT, I guess. Still not. I'm not a troll. Yeah, I'm not saying you're a troll. I think you should have your opinions and you should be able to voice them. Casper Norder says, still not. Which part of the UK are you from? Mr. Spock, major escalation. Steve Sayre says, President Biden 2024. Ichabod Deer, happily voting for Biden Harris 24 again. Bob LeBlanc says, more dictator toe sucking. Oh, hell no. Jeff Curry says, Rose, I watched to a T. If there was nothing else to do, then I discovered masturbation. Wow. Okay. Bob LeBlanc, Xmas time practice, ball humbug, get over it and out early. Still not. Casper Norther, I'm from southeast underneath London. Mario London. Mish, Sugar John, Mr. Spock said Iran attacked Israel. Oh, did that just happen while we were on the air here? Yeah, because I haven't heard anything about that. Vicky Accardi, I agree, Rose. They don't compare. Billy Kid 73, riding with Biden. Casper Northerner says that's cool. I'm from North Ireland or Northern Ireland. Midas Kevin says, Mish, you're cool. Steve Sayre says by putting Trump in jail. Let me look. Should I look real quick and see if I can find anything about what's going on with Israel today? Let's see here. Let's see what comes up. I'm just Googling, did Iran attack Israel? Here's top stories about 1 hour ago. Iran launches retaliatory strike toward Israel. Live updates. Iran's retaliatory attack on Israel has begun. Iran has launched drone attacks at Israel. This is all from 2 hours ago. So this happened after I started this live stream. The IDF, I'm just looking at the headlines. It says IDF says Iranian drone attack launched toward Israel. So it's a drone attack. I don't know if the Iron Dome knock those down. Here's 1 hour ago from NPR. Iran has launched a drone attack on Israel. So I see all these launches. Here's 40 minutes ago. This one's pretty recent. Let's see. I'm trying to see what the damage is. It says in a statement, Israel Defense Forces said that Iran launched unmanned aerial vehicles from within its territory toward Israel. The IDF is on high alert and is constantly monitoring the operational situation. The IDF aerial defense array is on high alert, along with IAF fighter jets and Israeli Navy vessels that are on a defense mission in Israel airspace. The IDF is monitoring all targets. No further details on the assault were immediately provided. Israeli officials told CBS News it could be many hours before the drones reach Israel. So these drones haven't reached the Israeli airspace apparently yet. Iran, it says, has begun an airborne attack against Israel. National Security Council spokesman Adrian Wilson said in his statement. Okay, so apparently they're on the way. I don't mean to laugh, but they haven't, as of 40 minutes ago, haven't reached over there yet. So I'm kind of interested to know like how Israel can defend itself against those. If the Iron Dome works against drones, you would think it would, or whatever. But that's kind of a scary situation. Thinking about how things could escalate. People have been talking about World War III and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. But I have a feeling that Iran just felt like they had to do something, because of that embassy or whatever. Was it it was the Iranian embassy in was in some other country. So I feel like this is Iran just saying, okay, we gotta do something in retaliation. But I have a feeling that they know it's not going to cause much damage. Israel seems to be handling it. They're ready to knock it down, So we'll see. Hopefully this is just them saying, well, we retaliated, but hopefully it doesn't go into more, more escalation than that. But yeah, something to keep an eye on. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled for more updates on that. Rosebank says, so USA will get involved now. I doubt it. I mean, unless it's like an all-out war breaks out, but this isn't really like a war. This is like a retaliatory thing because of their embassy that was bombed by Israel. And I guess it depends on how much damage is done, but I have a feeling that they're going to be able to use the Iron Dome to knock these drones down. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Like I say, we got to keep our eyes and ears peeled for this and see how that goes. Still not. And guess who gave them the Iron Dome? Yeah, that was us. That was the U.S. I don't know. Right? The United States has provided that technology. Chris Welch says, Ayatollah asks Ahola. David Windler, missiles. Minus Kevin, hug Vicky. Vicky Cardi, yeah, I wonder if the Iron Dome gets drones. I think it should be able to. But like I said, we'll find out. That's another thing for us to have to, I guess, worry about now. The Middle East has been a thing my entire life, and I'm 63 years old. It's been in the news the entire time, it seems like, especially since Reagan, of course, with Iran-Contra and all that shit. But even before that, in the 70s and stuff, it's always this fucking stuff, boiling over there. It's really kind of getting kind of old, you think they could work their shit out by now, Bob LeBlanc says, hi Rose, historically starting with Carter, when my memory started, Republican Party visit to Iran, pre-USA embassy hostage taking by Iranian revs and Iran-Contra, see all their elections. Well, exactly, John, but Biden gets blamed for it. Yeah, well, people are always looking for something to blame him for. I think he handles it well. I think Biden, he handles the criticism. He handles it pretty well, I think. Anyhow, guys, look, I think it's, I'm going to go ahead. We're at 2 hours, 43 minutes. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. I got some stuff I got to take care of, and then I've got to do some Ubering today. But let's look forward till tomorrow. Let's plan on tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure when. I'm trying to think when a good time would be. But I don't know. Because I think it's going to be kind of cool tomorrow. Let's see. What's the weather forecast for tomorrow? I think it's going to be dropping down into like the 60s or something. Where is my deal? I don't know why I can't find it. I have a weather thing on here. Oh, there it is, right in front of me. Okay, so according to the Weather Channel, the weather for tomorrow in Las Vegas, I'm waiting for it to come up. It's very slow. I don't know why it's so slow. Okay, so right now it's 78 degrees, feels like 78. there is a wind advisory, so apparently it's windy outside. I haven't been outside, been here with you guys. But tomorrow, the forecast is only a high of 69, so it's going to be a lot cooler tomorrow, apparently. But just for one day, and then on Monday it warms back up to 75, and Tuesday up to 82. But tomorrow it's going to only be 69 degrees. But anyhow, that's a good day. That's a good time for hiking. That's a good temperature for walking and stuff. So maybe tomorrow around 1 or so we'll do a walk. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow. So if you guys want to come and hang out with me as I walk up the strip. I don't know. This seems like the picture got darker for some reason. I don't know what's going on. But just keep your notifications on, or if you guys are on, just keep an eye open, an eye out for me. We'll be doing a live stream from the strip tomorrow, and let's see. We got Vicky says, "Thanks, Roadkill John. Fun show until the end here, but we had to know." Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, we delve into everything. We'll talk about beer and stabbing bears in the heart, and we'll talk about some politics. And I don't mind. I don't mind on this show to have that mix of stuff. I really don't. Anyhow, Rose says, "Thanks everyone. It helps to hang out with fun people a while." Yeah, it is fun. I have fun hanging out with you guys. I really do. It's good for me. It's good for you. Good for all of us. So, thanks for being here, guys. I guess that's it for now. Like I said earlier, I've been doing some stretching, and my goal is to be able to touch my toes, to bend over and touch my toes without bending my legs, straight legs. And being able to bend down and touch my toes. I'm not quite there yet, but I really do feel like by doing that, making that like a goal or whatever, that I probably am not going to pull a hammy. All right, I worked that in somehow. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow around maybe, I don't know, noon or 1 or 2. I'm not really sure exactly, but sometime tomorrow afternoon, we'll meet up down at the strip. All right, see you guys then. Don't pull a hammy.